You can take a self-help class. I teach self-help classes. Those are real easy to do. You find a practitioner. Every practitioner just about is able to teach self-help classes. Some of them don't do it that much, but there's a lot of stuff on the internet too. I haven't really, but there's a lot of stuff on there. So I guess there's some of it's paid for, but there's a lot of stuff on the internet about it. YouTube videos and whatnot. I don't know which ones are best, but you can check them out. But really the basic training, I got a good friend in Austin. It's called the 5-day course. It's a 5-day course. You can split it into part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is 2 days, part 2 is 3 days. To become a practitioner of this, you do 3 5-day courses and you're qualified as a practitioner. They want you to kind of spread it out over a year and a half so you have some time to practice in there. But 3 classes and a year and a half, then you're qualified as a practitioner. Those 5 days are fantastic. Like my friend, last time I talked to her about this, she had done 15 5-day classes. It's a powerful training. I've done over 5, maybe 5.5, 5 days. And I just want to do more 5 days, really. Lots of other classes you can do, lots of powerful classes, but hard to beat those 5 days. In the beginning, maybe the first half day is kind of the origin and the spiritual side of the whole thing. It's very spiritual, really. It's not like, it's not, I never heard anybody talk anything about Buddhism, really, in a way. I mean, I think about Buddhism when I think about this, but it's nothing really, not one religion, but it's very spiritual. But, 80% of the people doing this are Christians, so the people who are writing about it, 60% of them have a Christ. They're talking about Christ consciousness, Anyway, that first half day, I don't know, it's very inspiring to me. I get very inspired when I do that first half day. But a lot of skills, a lot of pulse reading, just how to do it, and there's a lot of hands-on in this 5-day. You have like a group of 3, 2 people will be working on the person on the table and they'll alternate, so get a lot of practical. They have this thing called body scan or body reading. You diagnose from reading the pulse. They teach you the pulse reading. You just have to do it a lot. And then your body gives you all this information, It's like kind of like we do in Alexander. Alexander teacher can look at your body and get so much information ordinary person wouldn't get. And same with jyutsu. And then they read your pulses and they ask, what's wrong with you, what's going on in between all that. They decide which flows they're going to do, There's a bunch of numbered flows, more or less 1 through 26, although some of them are combined and some of them combined 2 or 3 ways sometimes. 1 flow, 2 flow, but then there'll be like a 21, 22 flow, that kind of thing. Then there's those 12 organ flows. So the first 2 days, they deal mainly with the organ flows, and then last 3 days, they deal with the number flows, and they have 2 different books. You get 2 different textbooks when you go to the 5-day. Textbook 1, textbook 2, and then there's some other books and teaching aids and lots of different aids. There's all the, it has a tendency to, if you were interested, it's connected with astrology and it's also connected with numerology. All these numbers have a numerological meaning. And astrology fits in there. I'm not that smart on either one of them, but I've learned a little bit about I know more about numerology than I used to. It's pretty interesting. I don't understand how it all fits together, but some people really know a lot about the numerology side, know a lot about the astrology side, can really integrate it all. Some not so much, but it's interesting in any case. This book is Alice Burmeister's, Mary Burmeister's daughter. Mary Burmeister studied with Jiro Marai. She studied over in Japan and she studied pretty intensely with him. I don't know, 5 years, 6 years, I don't know. But she came back and then for 7 years she would correspond with him and ask him questions and continued to glean knowledge from him. Then he passed away, and then I think it was like for 15 years over here, she didn't really do anything. You know, part of it was maybe that time when she was corresponding, but she never really taught anybody or took it any further in her own studies. But at a certain point, this lady she was working in an office with got a headache, and she worked on her and healed her headache, and the lady knew a chiropractor, and he got real interested in what she was doing and wanted her to teach him. Then she just started teaching. Now it's become this whole worldwide phenomenon. It's in a lot of different countries. Pretty big in Europe, Australia, Israel, all over. South America. They have little communities, very, very powerful. Like Austin, we had a nice community. You know, maybe depending, sometimes nothing really, but sometimes, you know, once a month we'd all get together and practice together, and maybe there'd be some teachings. Somebody would give some teachings on it, studying the stuff, or just a study group. People get good and study the material, or just kind of a community, you know. We weren't that tight, but like in New Orleans, I did a 5-day in New Orleans, and all these people that came out of the woodwork, and they probably had 100 people that were part of the community, hadn't been for a long time. You know, they all knew each other. It was really like a spiritual community in a way, very powerful. It's nice to have people to trade with, you know, somebody your level, or a lot of benefit from you trading with each other. That's one thing that's really good about a community. You learn a lot that way. And study group is where you learn this in a certain way. Really, if somebody in your community is really good, you get into a study group with them, that's where you learn a lot, you know. As well as the classes you'll take, you know. And then that community supports those classes because somebody will be the coordinator and she'll coordinate classes, you know, in that town, you know. Boulder, there's some really cool ladies in Boulder. mostly women. 80% women at least, maybe more. 85% women. It's nice to be in a strong community, you know, create community that way. It's very powerful. And it's a good career. I mean, maybe hard to build up. Just somebody who's a massage therapist, or just in the right community, or has some way of meeting a lot of people that are interested in this area or whatever. you're good. You know, but probably need to be in the right place. You know, being in the wrong town is not gonna make money. You can make money, but you still have a lot of fun, learn a lot, and help people, and have a part-time job, you know, doing this. But it's just so fantastic. I was laying there on the table, I was doing a 5-day, there's like this beautiful girl, I was pretty new, I didn't know anything. Beautiful girl on my right, beautiful girl on my left, they're giving me jitsu, they're just beaming. It's like they're both enlightened in a way. And they look at one another and they say, and then they pay us for this. And it's so true. It's like the thing you'd like to be doing anyway. You get enlightened doing this. You help other people doing this. You're in bliss doing this. It heals you. Giving jitsu, and they say this about some things, but it's really true with jitsu. Giving it is just as good as getting it. Giving a session, a powerful session, or any session is just as healing for you as it is for them. So one of those girls says, and then they pay us for this. It's just like unbelievable. I don't know. What I do is, it's based on Buddhist meditation, you know. Buddhist meditation is the bulk of it. But Alexander is so huge within that to me. It's just like, it's separable. Buddhist meditation and Alexander, they just have gone together for me for so long. There's no way to separate, but also this jitsu is becomes the third leg of all that. It's just like everything with the hands, it becomes so powerful. It's all about the hands, and I don't know. I can't explain it, but putting the feelings together is it's really the happiness. I think. What do I know? I'm not a young whippersnapper anymore. Maybe I'm not at the apex of wisdom either, man, but I'm a happy camper. I'm having fun. And these three things are really powerful, skillful beings, and will help you, I think, even though I don't know it all.